Hello, everybody. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to the newly named Pub Sports Radio Baseball Show. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jose Bouquet, of course, and of course, and actually joined with a lot of people today. I'm joined with my one and only, the only man I podcast with. Joined with the JT Realmuto, to my Bryce Harper, Trevor Bauer to my Francisco Lindor. It's the Jack Flaherty to my Yadier Molina. The Rob Manfred to my Tony Clark. It is the Max Scherzer to my Garrett Cole. The Kurt Schilling to my Randy Johnson. The Sammy Sosa to my Mark McGuire. I actually don't have a comparison for you today, Andrew. It is Andrew Santangelo. Andrew, buddy, how are you?
We're 9 days from opening day.
As you know, there's a global pandemic going on, and that obviously delayed the start of baseball. And so, of course, I would chat him up, get the good calls, all that stuff, and I'd make him laugh because I'd be like, I'm Tim Thomas, blah, blah, blah. And whenever there was like a ball to my right hand, I would just throw my arm up like a pad, and I would just eat a ball in the arm.
I think people are starting to go toward the players' side now, because that deal was so laughable at the owners for even thinking about that even it had a shot to get passed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick anybody else of the first overall pick, especially from the Philadelphia area. I think people would kill me if I didn't pick Mike Trout. But
I'm gonna go with a Philly here, and I'm gonna take the best catcher in baseball in JT Realmuto.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you do your thing. I just want the argument. I want you to talk as if you are talking to your general manager and you are trying to get him to sign your beloved JT Realmuto.
Along with pitchers, I mean, you look at guys, first off, I mean, let's just go to your team. You have Bryce Harper basically advertising to sign JT almost every day. He's doing something usually with JT, number one. The number two, your big pitcher acquisition last year, and Zach Wheeler said one of the reasons why he came here was to play with JT because of how good he knew he was behind the plate.
I have to do it. I have to take the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, Alec Bohm, at first base.
Who?
Alec Bohm at first base. I'm doing it. I know. I'm gonna get some groans from Andrew and Borek on this one. He should be a top 5 prospect in baseball if it weren't for his defense, and that's just because he plays third. I think, truthfully, he's gonna get a lot more attention once he breaks through to the league, and I think.
Yeah, I've never heard of this human being in my life.
Wow.
You should look him up. He's going to be a very good player.
Phillies prospects, not on my radar, unfortunately.
But I think there is one thing that will definitely help him, and that is the DH. I think if...
Yes, Andrew. Embrace it.
I'm not saying I'm embracing. I'm just saying it's going to help some players, and I think he's a guy that can get help from it. If
I erased what I had, and I rewrote my rankings, Andrew. And I would like to get into this now, because I have the Phillies winning the division, Andrew. Let's go, Andrew.
Let's go.
We're winning the division, Andrew.
I'd love to hear that.
We need to have a morning first. We need to have a candlelight vigil. We need to all gather around, because the Philadelphia Phillies did not make the playoffs. All they had to do was go 2-6 in their last 8 games, and they in fact went 1-7.
Yeah, I don't even know where to begin. First, like you mentioned, all you needed was 2 wins last week, and you had your 2 best pitchers. And don't get me wrong, I still like Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, but in their 2 biggest games of the season, they come out very small in both those games. You get beat 5-0 on the final year. Where's the offense there? Plenty to go around there. I mean, I know I've been complaining about the bullpen, but in reality, yesterday, it ended up being a lot more than just that.
Andrew, I hope to take him to 7 and beat him.
Well, you probably hope it's a sweep.
Even better.
Okay, as a Red Sox fan, what's better, seeing the Yankees get swept or seeing them lose a Game 7?
I think a Game 7. But does anyone want to comment on the death of the New York Yankees?
Sure, I was glad to see it. I hate the Yankees almost as much as any other team in the league.
yeah, I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
Last thing before we get into the puppy. I have not really shown Andrew. Andrew have seen glimpses, and I'm wearing a hat. But this is the full unveiling, I guess. Now I cut my hair, so I need to take a shower. But this is the full look.
Oh man,
that's a great response. The Miami Marlins situation has taken over baseball. It is the story of baseball, the story of sports. It's kind of what everyone thought was going to happen later on the season, but it's kind of shocking that we get it like 4 games in. The Carlton Fisk section, like I mentioned earlier, you basically turned the book into like a spy thriller there at one point. But how do you go from, you know what, I want to go undercover, I want to go into a golf club, and I'm going to try to run into Carlton Fisk, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. When I realized that I was not going to probably get to him unless I did something kind of crazy, it scared me because I don't like lying, and the whole thing was basically based on a lie. I didn't know if I was going to get caught in the lie. But I basically looked at it like I'm doing, sometimes, especially in my college days, you say you do something for the story, right? And so I was like, I'm going to do this for the story. And in this case, literally for the story in the book.
Andrew, I think people are really here, Andrew, to
for
see
the gum.
So let's do it. All right,
True.
let's do it.
That's got no flavor left. That's got no flavor left. That's straight, just like sugar. Like
The point where we've chalked it up a little bit. 1-1, both 1 seeds make it through. The Tampa Bay Rays versus the LA Dodgers. We've got big versus small market here. This is not our bracket. This is the actual correct bracket, because our bracket that we've made collectively is shit, guys. I just want to let you guys know that. It was very bad.
paper brackets I wrote down from the preview show.
Yeah, here we go.
The most correct picks was Sam.
Good job, Sam. Attaboy.
Yeah, Sam had the entire NL first round right for the Dodgers, Padres, Marlins, Braves. So that really carried him. But he had 10, you had 8, I had 6. I mean, for us as baseball fans, obviously we all hope for a Game 7, but overall I thought it was a lot of what we could ask for. Some really good games. At some points, Game 1 got out of hand a little early, but Game 2 did for a little bit. Dodgers made it somewhat of a game at the end. So I think you got a lot of good games. This was Blake Snell from his Cy Young year.
Yeah,
I'll
tell you right now, Andrew, Blake Snell won me over this series.
Yeah, I was about to say, aren't you the Blake Snell hater? And since I'm on the Snell getting pulled right now, I want to read you this stat real quick, all right?
Sure.
Blake Snell, who was on the short leash for the playoffs, 161 pitches, 10 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 18 strikeouts. Tyler Glasnow, 214 pitches, 9 innings, 9 hits, 10 earned runs in 9 innings, 9 walks, and 15 strikeouts.
And he had a pretty interesting at-bat, Andrew. Let's take a listen.
A 1-2 pitch to Jock Peterson, and he swings at it late, misses. 2 gone. Where are you going?
And they were playing the Orioles, and they simply could not do it here, Andrew. Let's just take a look. The tarp was rolling out poorly. It's a monsoon. The infield's getting soaked.
Tragic. Most difficult question for you, Michael, here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Did Paul Pierce poop his pants, yes or no?
No.
A lot of
No.
Michael, come on. A lot of people, the streets are talking, Michael.
Look, it's a better story. It kind of deflects. It turns a situation where people make fun of you for being a faker. Like, oh, man, you act like you really were hurt, and then you got in a wheelchair. And then you came back out and you won. You were fine. No, actually, he thought he tore his ACL. The staff thought he tore his ACL. They went back there. He stood on it. You're like, oh, wait a minute. I'm good to go.
I wish that was true. All right, my last question.
But it's a better story. It
definitely is. It definitely is. I definitely still might choose to believe he pooped his pants. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
I think you should go with that.
As long as I have your blessing, Michael. I mean,